Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Patara with you today. I thought I would make a video today talking about a couple of subjects, in particular why I have been absent from bits and pieces of social media and what all is going on and the new direction of my own life. And you know, it's so funny, I came out here and it was really cloudy, we're expecting rain and the sun's come out, so this is a good sign, right? Meant to be here today. It's taken me some nerve to kind of do this because it's personal, but I realize that a lot of you folks have been following my channel for the over 4 years that I've been making videos. A lot of you are here in the very beginning, and you've come to the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. I've met a lot of you folks out in public or at different events and different things, and so I thought I would just kind of go into the detail of what's been going on the past couple of months. Now I could make this a spiffy video, you know, and add all these clips and music and, you know, but whatever. I really think that getting back to a simpler, you know, I've thought about this. In being in social media or making content, what got you here? You know, what are the things that got you here? And just showing what we do and showing how we live. Obviously with, you know, respect to certain levels of privacy. From time to time, I have been known to, you know, get a little fired up or talk about certain subjects. I think that's important. I think people need to do what they do and be who they are. I think you have to pick and choose your battles. And, you know, the past couple of months has been an incredible journey for me. If you follow my channel, you'll see that back in July I had surgery on my leg. It has I have recovered nicely from it. It's scarred really bad. That was expected, but you know, nonetheless, you know, we kicked that in the teeth and all was great. James, by the way, just to let you know, is doing really good, really good, and the squirrels are hopping from tree to tree over here. But it's like this, I don't know, it's like this whole year has been a different journey for me. I've gotten really involved with my family. I've gotten really involved with picking and choosing, you know, who are you and what do you want to be? Because that never changes. And who do you want to spend your time with? What is valuable to you? And I really think that I'm on this redefinition for my own self, and you know, here's the one moment that I had, which was huge. My friends know about it personally on Facebook. I stepped on a copperhead snake on my porch, and call it what you want, but it is a miracle. I did not get bit. And I will tell you that that was a very, that sounds so simple to say, but when you're going outside in your flip-flops and you're on a copperhead and then you turn around to realize you were on a copperhead and you did not get bit. I had a real moment with God right there, because that's, you know, that scared me, and that made me really thank the Lord for just covering me. And, you know, and even, you know, the thing is sometimes things happen. When things happen, maybe I did, what if, you know, what if this had happened, or what if that happened? There's a reason for that. Which, ironically, I got past all of that. I handled that situation, and that was really bizarre. But moving forward, to let you know of my major absence, and then my moment of I'm coming back, is closure for me. James and I have suffered a loss here as a couple. I have never, and I'm going to be saying a lot. You don't do that on television, by the way. But, you know, I've suffered a miscarriage. So, I did tell I've told my private family, and I have told a couple private friends. I did have to try to deal with this, which, you know, the thing is, I've never had this happen, to my knowledge. I've always been okay in terms of being able to deal with things, but this has been tough. And I've had, you know, my 3 boys, we have 3 boys. I have had 3 very healthy children, I've had three pregnancies, 3 healthy boys. 6'1", going to school, doing great in college, doing U.S. history right now. So this came as a real shock to me, and it still is. I'll be honest with you. It's really, I've always understood it to be difficult for women, and something they have to, that frankly, I'm not sure you really 100% get over something like that. I just don't see how that's possible, and I think that's okay. That's a humbling experience for us to remind us of what's important, and I think that's what this journey is on, of what all's been going on in my life the past 1 to 2 years. It's like I hit 40, and it's like you're going to be thankful. So I wanted to let you know. I know I have gotten I don't know how many messages. Phone calls, not necessarily phone calls from personal people, but messages, private messages, emails, comments, so much that I couldn't keep up with it anymore to a degree. And I just I had to back away. So I invite you into what I'm declaring as a new leaf in a sense. I'm very involved with my family and our history right now. I'm very involved in us trying to be healthy. Now let me define what that is. I don't know about you, but I'm really sick of social media. I'm sorry. I think that there is a movement of a divide and conquer right now, and I think a lot of people have given into that. And so during a time of hardship, that is the last thing anybody needs to be dealing with, is, reading all this negativity. And, you filter these things out, you delete these people from your life, or you ban this, or you delete that, or whatever. And it does help a lot. And you modify your time, okay? And that's a whole discussion. But I don't think anybody is going to deny, for all their different reasons of why all the different negativities, and it really bothers me. There's a girl in our community, in the East Tennessee community, I'm going to be very blunt here, 16 years old, and she took her life at her school. I've seen in the past 1 to 2, in coming into YouTube and coming into a lot of social media, the first 2 years, it was so fabulous. And then you watch, and I've seen the transition in the past 1 to 2 years of people, of manipulation, victimization, bullying, lies, scamming, whatever you want to do. I mean, it's everywhere. And I can't participate in that. I don't participate in that. But my point is, imagine having a crisis, a mental crisis, a health crisis, and people that maybe don't have a lot of family or support groups. And then this is their source of whatever, and this is the negativity they see all the time. We have an epidemic, is where I'm going with this. My quest is healing my body, healing, my own emotions, getting back to what I love, and growing on what I love. I think that my homestead has helped me emotionally at this time, because the first statement that I could make about this was, I'd rather it happen now than in a year from now, or even say, a couple months from now. Loss is loss, and it's tragic at any point, but dealing with something at an earlier phase at its stages in something is much easier to deal with than the bond and the growth and the continual situation. And I tell people this when people ask me why their eggs didn't hatch. I hope this doesn't sound super kindergarten, but I tell people they want to know why their eggs didn't hatch, or why their new goat kid didn't make it. And I'm like, you may never know. You've done everything that you could. You didn't do anything wrong. God wanted it, and that is okay. Look at it this way: you didn't, in that instance. meaning obviously an animal life, maybe it was suffering. You didn't have to make a decision. God took that from you. You didn't have to do anything. He took care of it for you. And that's the first thing that rationally came to my mind when I was really shocked for a while, and then you just go, well, I mean, because it's true. And I have told so many people that. I don't compare a newborn baby to, or a child of mine per se to, a baby chick, but I think you get my point. So I think my homestead has helped me process that. I'm getting back to being able to work the farm now, which is great. We have a lot of great things going on the farm. We have I've got baby quail hatching right now, just popping out, and that was so good to see today. I really needed that today. And my goats are breeding. Yes, Marvin Gaye is playing in the field out there. We'll see if that works. If I'm meant to have goat babies in spring, then they'll be here, right? So I wanted to let you know what's going on. I really want you to connect with your family if you can. Connect with somebody. Be nice to people. I'm not saying to be a pushover. You can be an adult and not be pushed over and just say, you're not doing that here. But you don't have to go on a quest. I think people are just on these quests today, just whatever. I mean, you can't, I'm afraid somebody might be offended by this. Oh well. So that's where I've been. That's what I'm dealing with. Probably will deal with it for a long time. But I want to get back to what we do. I want to get back to what I love. If the channel doesn't grow another lick, doesn't grow another lick. Okay. I don't have crazy equipment. I don't have a mass marketer. We are going to have, we're going to make it, as always, an awesome conference in May. The Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference is Memorial Day weekend. We've got a special lineup coming. And I had all the planning going, and then I had to stop for a little bit. But it's there, and I've got a great support team helping me out with a lot of things there. So I just appreciate all of you. I appreciate you following our journey. If you're fairly new to the channel, you just went, what? And this is what we do. I am very involved. Also, if you are in the regional area, I'm very involved with the National and Tennessee Association for the Trail of Tears. And I am working, hopefully in December. I've got to go to I couldn't go in November coming up because I will be walking a commemorative walk, but I'm working with the Daughters of the American Revolution. A lot of great finds. You really should get involved with your genealogy and your ancestry. I went to a cemetery. James, by the way, who has been so wonderful. Who does not love my husband? He had a hard time at first, but he's done really well, and he has been my #1 support unit. And he was like, where do you want to go today? So I said, well, I haven't been, I'm like, we have to do our chores, and I have to find, there's been some days we had to find something to do just to take our mind off everything. And I went to a cemetery in Georgia. I have I have been able to iron down that I have another grandfather. He was actually killed in the Revolutionary War. And since I'm working on my DAR, this is important to me. And I went to the cemetery, took my children to the cemetery, and showed them this. I've got the information and I have all this stuff, but I looked over not too far down and I saw a grave that was knocked over. It was broken. The headstone had been broken. It was very old. And it had grass where they had mowed, and the grass was on it. So I started knocking it away. I'm very big into trying to help with that. It was a baby. And I just stood there and looked at it. And, our grandmothers, I know you've heard this before, our grandmothers, we really should not complain in this day and age. We all each individually have our own struggles, and no matter how you look, no matter where you go, A lot of people don't talk about things. And I don't think people should necessarily air their dirty laundry or discuss private issues. But I think it's important that we remember that regardless of who we are, that a lot of people a lot of time to time are going through something. It's tough. It's tough. Whether it's sickness, whether it's financial problems, whether they've, they've lost a mom or, lost a child, male and female both. So I challenge you, especially going into the holiday season right now, bring it down a level and let's just be nice to each other. Isn't that awesome? I think that sounds like a good plan. So I appreciate you watching. We won't know why things happen. We won't ever be able to know the lives of our grandmothers fully. There's just things we just are never fully going to know. So we just accept it and we live life to the fullest. Eat the biscuit. Pet your dog. Drink the cup of coffee. Sit by the fire. Hug your children. Call your mama. Because tomorrow, it can all be different. We have a lot of videos coming your way. I really want to get back to what we do. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you being so kind and understanding and patient. Really patient. So, we put on our favorite scarf, we get our cup of coffee, and we press on about our day. I love you guys. Thank you for being so good to our family over the years. We have a lot of cool stuff and cool times to spend together. Talk to you soon and see you on the next video.